Grand opening, grand closing. Welcome, my friends, my family, my fellow gamers. Your only friend these YouTube streets, Puerto77, and got a video, quick conversation. But before I start, if you haven't already, check out my last live of the year is with Tim Dog one-on-one. At the end of this video, you'll be able to click on it. It was a great live, great conversation. I'm sure you enjoyed, right? Just putting that out there, okay? But I want to talk about this right here. Rumor has it that, or conversations are being had that in January, the Consumer Electronic Show for 2025 will confirm Xbox, SteamOS, Windows consoles made by Lenovo, Samsung, and Dell. All right. Now let me go here. Let's unpack this real quick. All right. Now I'll go more fun, more personal. For those who may not know, let me just clue in. Some of you may already know, but I want to make sure the whole audience, we're all in the same, wavelength, right? Apparently, Microsoft is looking into licensing out the console name, the Xbox name, and have third party create their own original equipment manufacturer consoles, right? So Lenovo, Acer, Asus, Dell, iBuyPower, whoever is a manufacturer of PCs and laptops and hardwares and stuff like that, Microsoft will allow them to make their own console, right? And they can be branded as Xbox consoles. Microsoft will probably provide the operating system, and here you go. And they will build it, and they can sell Xboxes, right? So Lenovo can say, hey, we sell an Xbox. Dell could build and manufacture and say, we sell an Xbox. So every device is an Xbox, right? So now Microsoft lets the hardware industry create Xboxes, which allows them to no longer have to do Xbox consoles themselves. They probably will still do it, but they don't have to, as long as now there's an entity doing it, right? Simple logic. All right, I get the plan. Here's the problem that I was thinking to myself. The hurdle is Xbox consoles don't sell. Right? It's not like the name Xbox in terms of console is a big seller. It doesn't sell. It never sold 100 million. The highest it did sell was 80 something million, and that was back in the 360 era. And 2 generations consecutive, the sales have been getting worse and worse. This generation, Xbox console has been at its worst in terms of adoption and people willing to buy it. So I'm saying to myself, why would a third-party manufacturer jump at this chance to create hardware that people aren't buying, right? And here's the thing. All right, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, they make hardware, but they make more money, or at least you're supposed to. Nintendo and PlayStation does a great job of this, which is sell software, subscriptions, and all the things that comes after the console is bought. Xbox, Microsoft in particular, is having issues with that. They're not selling enough consoles, therefore they're not getting enough software sales and all that stuff. Why would a third party manufacturer get in the business of making consoles when they're not going to make money off of software? When with these, we'll call them original equipment machines, OEM, original equipment manufactured machines, OEM. We're going to call these OEM devices. These OEM Xboxes, when they're sold, let's say we'll use Lenovo as an example. When Lenovo sells this OEM Xbox, that's it. They don't make money off the sale of games. So if people buy Hogwarts Legacy 2, or if people buy Grand Theft Auto 6, or they play Fortnite and pay for money transactions, Lenovo doesn't see a dime of any of that. All they got is whatever money they made off the OEM Xbox. So why would Lenovo or Acer be involved? So this is my theory. My theory is this. What they're going to produce is pretty much, and we'll use Acer for this example. What they're going to produce is pretty much this. It's pretty much their laptop. Okay. Now hear me out. Let me explain. Right now we're looking at the Acer Nitro 5 gaming laptop. It has an Intel Core i7 13620H processor. Has an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050 laptop GPU. All right, and then the rest is like a 15.6 display. Obviously, that's not going to be part of the OEM Xbox. 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of Gen 4 SSD, Wi-Fi 6. So those will be parts. So subtract the keyboard and the panel, the screen. You pretty much got that's pretty much one of the Xboxes. Now, some of you might be like, "All right, Puerto Rock, help me out. What are you talking about?" Let me explain. Acer trying to sell Xboxes when Xbox can't even sell Xboxes would be bad business if Acer tried to create from the ground up the motherboard, the guts that's in that laptop that you see, right? If they try to create unique guts, unique silicon for this Xbox, they're in trouble because Xbox doesn't sell. They're taking a risk. They're taking a huge risk trying to manufacture all new silicon specifically for this OEM Xbox. But what if they're not doing that? What if they're using the silicon that they already ordered to build these laptops, right? So let's say Acer normally builds, I'm just making up a number, 1 million silicon to build 1 million laptops because they want to sell 1 million Acer Nitro 5. This model, right? Because they have various models. They have, this one's a 4050. I'm sure they have one that's a 4070, 4080, some AMD, ATX, all that, all different configurations, not just NVIDIA. But let's say in this case, this specific 4050, they predicted we'll probably sell 1 million of these. So we're going to order 1 million silicon to build this. But now with the OEM Xbox, they're like, you know what? We're still going to order 1 million silicon. We're still going to build 1 million motherboards, right? Integrated motherboards and all that stuff. But we want to order an additional 300,000. Same thing, right? That additional silicon is going to be put in a different case, a different plastic case, and that plastic box is called Xbox OEM. This Acer Nitro 5 OEM Xbox, same parameters, same thing, same Intel iCore 7, same NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4050. 16 gigabytes of DDR5, 512 gigabytes of SSD, Wi-Fi 6. The only thing it doesn't have is obviously the screen, the keyboard, touchpad, none of that. But the inside, the guts, same exact guts, pretty much. They just ordered additional more. So they're not really losing out so much on the manufacturing because they're ordering that anyway. They're building it anyway, primarily because of their laptops. But you know what? They create a couple more, in combination with NVIDIA and all that stuff. Pretty much what they were already going to order to build laptops, they're just going to order a little bit more to build these OEM consoles. To me, that's the strategy they're going to go with. I don't see any of these third-party hardware companies, Dell, Acer, Asus, any of them. I don't see any of them investing money into dedicated, unique, built from the ground up silicon, motherboards and stuff like that, specifically for an Xbox. And the console's not a seller. That's way too risky for that business. It's clear that the consoles don't sell, right? But if you're just using stuff you already pay for or you already have agreement to, all you're going to do is just order a little bit more. Just put it inside a case, ship it off, slap the name Xbox on it. It's the OEM Xbox by Acer. They could call it the Acer's Xbox Nitro series. It has the official Xbox name, Xbox emblem, whatever. But pretty much this is what you got, right? Now, here's the so what about this, okay? Some of you will be like, all right, Puerto Rock, so what? Okay, I got a motherboard, cool. It's a PC, right? I'm getting ahead of myself. You got that, right? Got the OEM. Now the operating system. It's Windows. I would imagine Microsoft is working on or has already completed the kind of like how Windows has tablet mode, and it's like a fully functioning tablet OS, for the devices that are 2-in-1 or just a tablet device that uses Windows. Well, they probably have an Xbox OS now, console OS, right? So this OEM Xbox is going to have Windows installed. It's Windows, but the default setting is this console mode. Just like if you buy a tablet a Windows tablet, the default setting is Windows tablet mode, right? This laptop, funny enough, I have an Acer Nitro 5, an older model, but it's an Acer Nitro 5, and I mentioned this before. This laptop accidentally went into tablet mode. It was weird. I don't have a touchscreen. This doesn't have a touchscreen right there, so it was a little bit of challenge trying to get it out of tablet mode. But Windows has tablet mode built into it, so I would imagine the next upgrade to Windows is going to have Xbox mode. You will probably see once all this gets released, PC gamers are probably gonna tap into the Xbox mode once they update their Windows, and they're gonna show, oh look, my PC has the same Xbox mode as these OEM Xboxes. So the OS is probably what's gonna, Microsoft's gonna provide to the OEMs. But now back to the devices. This is the so what for you guys, for the guys who are interested in this. All right, this is especially the console gamers who are not interested in PC, never played on PC. The world's gonna change for you. It's gonna be different because these manufacturers, they make money off of hardware sale. You know how we all agree that the real money is not in console sales, it's not in the sale of hardware. That is true for first party because they have the marketplace. It's the game sales, the 30% royalty fees that they get, the subscriptions that they get. That's the real money. Acer, Lenovo, Dell, they don't have that. The only place to make money is what they make off the OEM Xbox. What that means is you will not get subsidized consoles. You're not going to get $300, $400 consoles that are sold at a loss. In fact, they're going to be sold for profit at a higher margin than what Sony or even Nintendo would do. Sony, Nintendo, profitability for them is like around $50, $70. Nintendo may be a little higher, but Sony doesn't make $200, $300 off a console. That's not the high margin gains they're looking for, right? For them, Sony actually launches the console at a loss. Microsoft does that as well. One thing about Microsoft, though, they, for some whatever reason, they're unable to get their console out of the revenue loss. They're just perpetually stuck. Sony, on the other hand, they revise the consoles, right? And it gets cheaper and cheaper with every build that they do. With every internal remodel that they do, the cost to build is cheaper and cheaper until they break even with every sale, and then eventually they make profit. But again, the profit's not big. They're not making like $100 profit. It might be $20, $30, around there in the long run, right? $40 in the long run. But these Xbox OEM consoles, right off the rip, you're talking maybe $150 to $200 in profit, right off the rip. So if they build a $600 if they build a $600 OEM Xbox, they're selling that thing for $800, $850, right off the rip. You're not getting, a $600 built console, and they're gonna sell it for $5 to take $100 loss. They're not taking losses, and they're not going to settle for a $30 profit or $40 profit margin. It's most likely going to be at least $150 minimum, $150 minimum profit, minimum, right? So if they build a $500 console, they're selling it for at least $650. And that's going to throw off and be confusing to a lot of gamers, because you're going to see some of these OEM Xboxes costing $600 and stuff like that, but they barely outperform the base models. You're going to be like, why is this thing not really as more powerful than my Xbox Series X that I have now? Good luck trying to outperform the Pro at $600 or $700. Even a $700 OEM Xbox, because remember, that $700 is about $150 or so of profit. Pro is not a huge profit revenue, but revenue maker. Yeah, I'm sure it is making profit, but like I said, maybe 20, 30, maybe $50 margin. That's about it. Not a $150, $200 margin, right? If you want to see consoles that are powerful, they're going to be in the $900 ranges. And they will. You will see these OEM Xboxes, right? Once they're made, you're going to see $600 models, $700, $800, $1,000, $1,200 models. And if you want the performance that's over your Xbox Series X, you're going to be paying $700 plus, $800 plus. You're going to be paying those high prices. And since they're being made with the guts of a laptop, you're not going to be able to upgrade the CPU and the GPU. I mean, you don't upgrade this, these laptops, these basic laptops that are very common. The only thing you really can do is just switch out the hard drive, right, for a more powerful one, and upgrade the memory. That's about it. You're not swapping out the CPU and the GPU. You're stuck at it. So once you buy that OEM Xbox, that's it. You don't get the privilege of upgrading hardware as if you were to buy a regular desktop PC. It's going to be integrated. It's going to be locked. It's going to have the Xbox, OS type system, but it's Windows. And sure, because it's Windows, you could probably boot up Steam, Epic Game Store, because in reality, that OEM Xbox is really a PC, has Windows and stuff like that, right? But you can be paying a much higher margin on that stuff. So you got to be wary of that. And you're not going to get any of the benefits of a regular desktop PC, which is the upgradability, switching out CPUs, and future-proofing it in the long run. This is going to be a lock spec. You're not going to get the bang for the buck that you normally would get. You're going to be paying a higher margin and a higher cost with less performance that you're used to. You're used to the opposite. You're used to Microsoft creating a console for $500, but they're taking a loss because it cost them, let's say, like around $600 or $650 to build because they want more powerful hardware in there. They're trying to get the most bang for the buck. These types of products, you're not going to get discrete components. You're going to get bespoke technologies, accelerators. You're not going to get these little touches to really optimize the product. It's pretty much like that gaming laptop. That gaming laptop is not optimized specifically. Third party or game developers are not going to make the optimized experience for this laptop because even within Acer, they're going to have multiple configurations, right? So just like this OEM Xbox, you're going to have OEM Xbox made with Intel CPUs, NVIDIA GPUs, right? AMD. It's going to be all across the board. Some of these are going to have 8 gigs. Some of them are going to have 16 gigs of memory. It's going to be sporadic because it's going to be more akin to the PC culture rather than the console culture of a lock spec, a standardized spec across the board that developers can optimize. So it's going to be a different world for you guys, So I'm just putting out there. That's what I think that's going to happen because to me, that's the only thing that makes sense. Because why would a third party get involved in trying to sell a product that Microsoft themselves can't even sell? Why would third party jump at the chance like, ooh, I can't wait to build an Xbox just for it to not sell? No, it's probably because the Xbox they're building is just a PC that they would build already, except they're just going to put it in a different case, slap the title Xbox on it, and have you probably pay even more premium price for that because it's called an Xbox. That's what I think, Let me know, what do you think about that? Is that something that you're interested as an Xbox gamer? Are you interested in buying pretty much what's considered a gaming PC with the logo slapped on it and just called an Xbox when in reality it's pretty much this? This is pretty much. You might as well just slap the word Xbox on this machine right here. Is that something you're interested? Is this what it takes to finally get you into PC gaming? I don't know. Hit up the comment section. Let me know. Your only friend is YouTube Streets Puerto77. And I'm out of here. You guys take care. Peace. Grand opening